Hey, y'all, this week's episode of The Read is brought to you by Target. This year, Target is celebrating Black History Month with a 100% Black-owned or designed collection. And yes, we know Black History Month is technically over, but still, you can shop must-have styles from brands like women's ready-to-wear clothing line Sammy B. There are even great options for kids, like Little Giants, Giant Shorties, incredible hip-hop inspired kids streetwear. Or you can snag Rayo and Honey's canvas pennants and totes, which combine Black culture and positive affirming messages with a modern design aesthetic. Target's dedication to Black creators and founders doesn't end after Black History Month. The brand is committed to spending more than $2 billion with Black-owned businesses by the end of 2025. Discover the Black History Month collection only at Target now through the end of February, or, maybe a week or two later. And shop now at target.com/Black Beyond Measure. Let's move on.
This week's episode is being brought to you by FX's Snowfall. Snowfall is back for its 6th and final season, where a feud threatens to destroy the Saint family. Franklin's faced with losing everyone he loves and everything that he's built. Getting through it will mean outmaneuvering multiple law enforcement agencies, as well as avoiding the LAPD's corrupt crash units. John Singleton's visionary series comes to an epic conclusion. Congrats to them on 6 seasons. FX's Snowfall, the final season, all new Wednesdays on FX, stream on Hulu. Now let's move on.
We can't forget to mention our wonderful, great, close personal friends over at Squarespace. Whether you're a makeup influencer or a telehealth life coach, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to help you stand out with a beautiful site, engage with your audience, and sell just about anything. With Squarespace, you can collect email subscribers and convert them into loyal customers, display posts from your social profiles on your website, and even use the analytics features to gain insights to grow your business. And isn't that what we all trying to do? So head on over to squarespace.com/read for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your site, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. That's READ, R-E-A-D. Let them know Kid and Crystal sent you. And now let's start the show.
Welcome, one, welcome all to another episode of the podcast. I'm Lando Calrissian.
And I am Diane Carroll, and this is The Read. Thank you for coming back.
Yes, once again. What's the tea? Bumblebee?
It's just been extremely busy over here. I'm seeing clients on a regular basis, and that is changing my life. And there's just so much more structure to my days now. I'm busy from sun up to sundown, so it's good, but it's an adjustment. But I'm doing my level best. What about you?
That is classy. And what was the other word? The other word lost me, but we'll stick with classy.
Okay.
I am getting over a cold. I'm tired. And I'm in this weird mental place where I just don't feel good. I don't feel like, I feel kind of upside down and lost and kind of bummed. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know what to do about it. But I'm watching funny stuff on YouTube and catching up on TV. I'm probably going to watch the next Potomac reunion piece. Ooh, I think it's the last one. And then I may take a step away from the Real Housewives again, because I realize that they add to my stress in ways that they shouldn't, in ways that are illogical. And I'm just gonna get this last little hit, my fix, and then I'm going to rehab. Yeah. So scratching, surviving, standing in a child line.
That's real. I saw that the ladies of Potomac were having a self-driven discussion on colorism, and I was like, "There's no way."
Do you want to talk about it? Because
I said, "There's no way that went well."
To be honest with you, I literally paused at the moment that they got to that part, and I spoke to myself out loud. I said to me, this doesn't sound smart.
Nope. I said to myself,
Like, it's like, why would you leave the discussion up to the people that are being, like, of course, people, whoever's over at Bravo Social, they probably have one or two black folk in there and they are reading the comments, whether they black or not, actually. They definitely read and they listen.
Oh, yeah, they
because
do.
Not only did they bring the colorism topic up, they made sure that Andish was like, oh,
I'm glad
I'm
they
gonna just
knew.
sit here and be
Obviously
quiet.
Obviously not. Obviously, we don't need Andy trying to moderate that conversation.
I really think that they should have had somebody else come and sort of put certain things in perspective and really like drive it. But I will say it went better than I thought it would.
Okay.
Personally.
Well,
because I thought it was going to be way more defensive on the green-eyed bandit side. I thought that the light skins were going to like act a fool, but I think that people, at least the cast, understands that it's a serious enough topic that they watched their mouths to a degree. But it still was clear that the only people who seem to really get it are the two dark-skinned girls and the oldest one.
Yep.
Everyone else, light-skinned, seemed to be dancing around the shit.
And which is
Giselle doing her typical gaslighting.
Yep, typical.
But I think in that group, it could have gone worse. So I just continued to drink my little
That's extremely true.
white wine and moved on with the program.
Yeah, I mean, my expectations are low anyway. Anytime you talk about Real Housewives and like systemic issues, I'm like, oh, girl, you're asking for an ignorant ass conversation. But I'm glad to hear that it could have been much worse, although we all knew there would be so much room for improvement.
Oh, my good. And it's such a group of beautiful women. It has like, they have no business getting on my nerves that bad. All right, let's get into some Black excellence. This week, we're going to give Black excellence to a couple of people. I will start with... Oh, this is kind of a nice little thing here I can do. A nice little segue into each other. All right, so Candace Parker is the first woman to serve as an in-game commentator for the NBA All-Star Game. She said, I'm a fan, first and foremost, of the NBA and especially the All-Star Game. And so I think the fan of the game and the childhood Candace is, I have to pinch myself to believe that I'm doing it and I'm able to have a courtside seat to see the best players in the world. Candace, congratulations. I think it's wild that you're the first woman to serve as an in-game commentator for as long as they've been doing this, but...
Yeah, that is pretty crazy, but I'm not shocked that it's her. I mean...
Yeah.
The resume really speaks for itself.
I mean, it truly does. It's Mama, look at the material.
She's that girl. She really is.
Another basketball diva and acting diva, Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. They got the President's Awards at the NAACP Image Awards, 54th annual, for their work in the community and vocal support of the LGBTQIA community specifically. I was very moved by the message that Dwayne directed specifically at his daughter.
Yes, beautiful.
I really, 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 really appreciated that. I loved it. And I just hope that it sparks something positive in the ears of other parents. But we can only clasp our hands and pray.
Really?
And of course, Gabrielle Union was ready to fire things up. She wasn't there to play any games and she didn't give a fuck about any gowns.
Oh, okay. That lady, I said, oh, this is a mother. And she's pissed. Like, as soon as she opened her fucking mouth and started talking, it was almost like she wanted to say, you niggas have got to get it together. when it comes to trans and non-binary people. Like, y'all have got to the same ignorant road we had to drag y'all through in the 90s and the early 2000s, and honestly still to this day with a lot of y'all. We're going to have to do it all over again when it comes to this issue of trans people, because I see the way you big grown niggas talk about my child, and it's disgusting. But, you know, she obviously classed that up and made it sound real beautiful. But that was the general message. You could see how pissed she was. Just like, you could hear it all in her tone of voice. And I loved that, like, Dwayne went first and gave the, like, really sweet, heartfelt, like, to Zaya, like, you are that bitch, period. And, like, I love how you're handling everything, and just know that I'm honored to be your father, and I appreciate you for making me grow as a human. And it's like, this is what parenting is. This is what it should look like. Not hiding your child or hating your child or trying to force them to be something different because of what other people will think, but standing by your fucking baby, raising them, loving them, guiding them, supporting them. And if the world don't like it, then the world be damned. Because you're not hurting your child by supporting and affirming them. So I just love that they also kind of like flipped what we would normally expect gender-wise, where Dwayne gave the really sweet, heartfelt message and Gabby came in like, and fuck around about my child and find out. Like, please do.
Please
fuck around.
Any one of these young people in my home.
Please.
Any of them.
Say
anything. Because the true gag is, while y'all sitting here over your squab and your asparagus and your goddamn potatoes and shit like that, I know a couple of y'all. I seen a couple of y'all in comments. I heard what some of y'all have been saying.
Oh, yeah.
Bitch, don't get it twisted. Nope. I may be an icon and I do not age. But if you want to foot up that ass, play about mine.
Yeah, it was a really beautiful moment. So shout out to Gabby and Dwayne.
Charlie Mitchell is the first Black chef in the history of New York City to earn a Michelin star. He's the second Black executive chef in the nation, period. His restaurant, Clover Hill, is located in Brooklyn Heights.
Oh, we going.
And apparently he also won Michelin's 2022 New York Young Chef Award. He was raised in Detroit and got passion for cooking from his days cooking with his grandma. He said, you just assume that somebody's already done this. You know, it doesn't cross your mind that you may be the first or second to do really anything, especially in New York City. I mean, I'm not even really shocked at that response, to be honest with you, because you'd think, right?
You would.
But congratulations to him. And lastly, to Kai Cenat, who just broke the subscriber record on Twitch, the live streaming platform. He broke the white man's record of 280,000 something subscribers and is now passing 300,000 or something like that. Okay. So, and I just recently came across him. I don't know like a lot about his history, but I know that his mom is Trini and really sweet. And a lot of people really love him. So, young man, congrats. Be wise with the money that you get. And surround yourself with good people.
Amen. Congratulations.
Alrighty. Let's get into our next segment, which is the pop culture segment that we call Scream Dicks. Hot Tops Scream Dicks?
I don't get it.
Because Scream 6 is coming out.
Oh! I didn't know it was Scream 6. What?
Yeah, I was grasping for you on that one.
Where the fuck was 2 through 5?
Huh?
There have been 5 Screams? Scream movie franchise. You're joking.
Okay. I will forgive that you didn't know anything about 4 and 5. But you didn't know that there was a Scream 2 and 3?
No. I don't think so.
Scream 2 is the one with Jada in it, where she dies at the beginning.
Oh, you know what? I think what happened in my head is that remember when Scary Movie came out and it parodied all of those movies? I think that Scary Movie replaced Scream 2 and 3 Maybe just 2. I probably didn't know 3, 4, or 5 existed. But I think it replaced Scream 2 in my head to where I just decided Scream 2 was the parody. And so, but no. To answer your question, no. I don't know these. Okay. I don't know these movies. So,
well, I'm looking forward to the next one. I love all
feel
of the
judged.
movies. No, it's fine. You don't like horror movies.
I'm right. I'm not watching Scream, but I am watching that black one. That black.
The Blackening.
The they can't kill all of us.
That looks like it's going to be a fun time at the movies. Right.
I can watch.
It really looks like it's going to be.
Yeah, I can watch, horror parodies, but the actual murders and no, thank you. I think the last scary movie.
Just having this.
No. Never mind.
What, Nope? Get Out?
No, I think it was Us. Was Nope scary? Nope wasn't really scary.
I mean, it's a horror movie, but it wasn't really like of the 3 big Jordan Peele films, it's probably the least scary.
Yeah.
It's more like a Jaws.
Yeah.
It's more like a fun time at the movie, a big thrilling blockbuster.
Us fucked me up real bad though. Us had too much shit I didn't see coming.
Us was probably the closest to like boo, like horror.
Yeah. It was too many jump scares for your girl, but
I liked it. I like all 3 of his movies.
Oh, I didn't know Wes Craven died.
Yeah.
Oh, how sad.
Right after Scream 4. Scream 4 was his last movie.
Damn, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Rip.
Work.
But yeah, I love Scream. The next Scream is set in New York, so you definitely shouldn't watch that one. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it. And I heard it's going to be the most gory, violent one. So
oh, no. Oh, the little girl from Wednesday is in this.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega. She's in the last one, too.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
she's like the new.
I thought she just popped up.
She's like the new. They're doing this new thing with the Screams where because the original trilogy stars Neve Campbell, where she's Sidney Prescott, she's the lead, and then Courtney Cox is in it as Gail Weathers, and then you have David Arquette, who is Dewey, the police officer, and so they're like the main 3, and so now it's like 24, however many years later, and Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera are like the new leads.
Wow, this girl's been acting since she was 10 years old.
Jenna?
Yeah, like 9 or 10 years old. Oh yeah,
she's the living diva.
I had no idea. She's only 20. My God.
Yeah, she's that girl. Okay. Wednesday?
Yeah, that's what I see, that her TV and film credits start in 2012 when I guess she was 9. So, holy shit.
She's
a
screen queen.
Okay.
And, a new screen darling.
Well, you go, Glen Coco.
Yeah, Glen Coco. All right. What do we got? Keke Palmer just had her baby boy. She gave birth to a little baby boy named Leotis. I can't really pronounce. I'm having trouble with the middle name. It's like Andretel? No. Oh my God, I keep saying it wrong. Andrelton? Leotis Andrelton Jackson.
I think it is Andrelton, although my inclination is Andrelton, but it's probably Andrelton. Regardless.
You know what? It's Leviosa. Not Leviosa.
I just love that this baby has the blackest fucking name.
It is pretty black, and I love it.
And born during Black History Month is even better. Leotis Andrelton Jackson.
What?
I love that. Keke said we're not doing
And there was
none of that
in the
shit.
damn hospital watching Zeus.
I saw that too. I said no.
He just got here. Don't do
that to that 36-hour-old
anything else. Put on Aquila and the damn beat.
Talking about my baby love Rolling Ray. No.
No.
Not that ghetto shit. I said, not Bobby, so I love you, purr.
Not yet.
Girl,
put on New York on the cover.
You don't cut on some fucking Bluey, but adorable. She looks so happy.
Super cute. He's got hair and cute little wrinkly hands. Good for y'all. Mm-hmm. And I hope that you are getting home and settled in and dealing with the crying and the poop, and that your man gets you everything that you desire and could possibly desire in the process of raising this child that you carried.
I love it. And I see that I Googled it real quick, and today, like the Today Show, today.com, they wrote it up and they have already nicknamed this child Leo.
Well, she called him Leo.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, not the white people already whitening it up, but all right. Okay, never
Kiki's
mind.
post said, "Welcome to the world, baby Leo."
Oh, okay. All right, it isn't racism this time. You win.
But I love the name Leotis.
Me
that
too.
That is such, it's strong.
I love the whole thing. The Jackson too. It's all just so Negro.
It's so strong. It's like a fist on your hips.
Oh yeah.
Like,
it's giving civil rights leader.
It's power.
It's giving I'm not getting up from the back of the bus.
At all. Try and make
and I won't be moved.
Someone else having a powerful black baby soon. The Brat.
Please shut the fuck up.
I mean, she's pregnant. She's having a baby.
We assume the baby's black.
So the Brat's pregnant. She's expecting a baby with her wife Jessica, and they did a whole fancy Scarface-esque.
Love it.
Like Peachtree Mafia style photo shoot with the Brat's big pregnant belly. And this gagged me, I'm not gonna lie. When I first, it's not a gag that they're starting a family together. That seems like the next step, but it just was like a super random Monday headline for me that was like, oh, look at Brat's big old prego belly.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, truly, especially, at her age, and and honestly, I just don't think I've ever even heard the Brat talking about wanting to have children. So, it surprised me in that regard, but otherwise.
Maybe she met the right one.
And I have heard that quite a bit from friends who were like, oh, I'm cool on having kids. And then they fall in love with some nigga and they're like, everything has changed. So, I'm glad that they were able to make this happen. Even though she's
Come on, Derek Blanks took these pictures.
What?
That is black.
She said Atlanta royalty only.
Bitch, do you remember when Derek Blanks did that series of photos?
Yep. I already know what you're talking about.
I'm not even going to talk about it.
I already know what you're talking about.
Everybody.
And it was really a moment. But the Brat looks, everybody was doing them pictures. But
everybody was doing them.
She
looks
sickening. Really gorgeous, like really radiating and glowing and all this. And of course, niggas was ignorant about it because niggas, but
yeah.
It was a nice moment, a nice way for her to announce it to the world. And I'm wishing her the best of luck with birth. Because honestly, I can't imagine being 48 and being like, yeah, let me go on and push something out. Like, I feel like
a living being. Yeah.
I feel like I'm calling it a wrap right now at 40. So, but good for her.
Yeah. And a friend of mine also reminded me recently that unfortunately, a lot of people in healthcare are not very nice to black women that are pregnant over a certain age. They're kind of harsh in the treatment and delivery of bits of information or types of information when it comes to pregnancy over a certain age. And I just hope for them and everybody else that they have healthcare professionals that move with empathy and kindness, sympathy, and just basic human decency. I think that probably, especially with a lot of people in medicine being, what's the word? Maybe taken for granted, if not flat out disrespected during the pandemic and stuff. On top of the just sheer amount of patients you see a lot at a time. That's what makes me assume that maybe sometimes, the person who's checking my, I don't know, tonsils or whatever is being mean.
Yeah.
But it's girl, if you're sick or if you're, expecting, or whatever the case is. You want people who are going to help you and make you feel safe and make you feel like they give a fuck about you. So that's bigger than the brat news. It's just something, I guess, that needed to leap off of my heart.
Yeah, I see here that they used her eggs, so we do have confirmation that the baby is black. Don't know why I thought maybe it would be.
That's what you meant. I was.
Because I hadn't read whose eggs they used or what. I know that Jessica was like, child, leave me out of it. Like, I won't be packing nothing else. Don't ask me. The shop is closed over here.
Period.
And I see that Brat went through a lot. She had a miscarriage and she had to have fibroids and polyps removed to do all this. So, like, this was a journey, and that makes me all the more happy for them. Like, that they've been through all that, and now they're on their way. So good for y'all. Congrats.
God bless y'all. Have a happy and safe and healthy pregnancy and stuff.
Amen.
So, did you know that Chili is dating Matthew Lawrence?
I heard that and promptly put it right out of my head. This is not relevant to my life.
I mean, it isn't, but it also kind of gagged me.
It kind of makes sense, really, when I think about it. I'm like, I actually do see this.
Yeah, I
see that for her. Cute. Yeah. They were both very fine in the 90s. I'm not sure what he looks like right now, but
saying he does kind of.
I remember both of y'all being top tier gorgeous though in your youth. So
I mean, they're aging differently.
Okay. Well, maybe she loves him anyway.
I just feel like, as someone who grew up in the 90s as well and watched Boy Meets World and that one movie on Disney where Matthew and the other two brothers had like a boat or something. I don't know. I'm just like, first of all, huh? Like, I don't know how this happened or where it came from. But there were just pictures of them. He like picked her up from the airport in LA. And the first comment that I saw on the Shade Room was like, airport pickup is a love language. And I said, you know something?
It is. It absolutely is.
Oh, no, he looks fine. He looks kind of funny in the pictures I saw.
No, you really love somebody to go to LAX. You really do.
Period.
The way I would tell you to call an Uber, I'll even call an Uber for you before I come pick you up.
Bitch.
From any airport.
Stay right there.
From any airport.
Stay right there. Listen, Uber Black if you're nice.
He gonna meet you. Go outside. He gonna meet you at podium D3. You're gonna
listen.
Plate.
Stay right there. Matter of fact, yes, I'm screenshotting you the information, sweet. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna add you to the ride so you get a little notification and everything. Child, I'm absolutely. I'm not going to JFK. I'm not going to LGA.
Listen.
I'm not going. So yeah, he really do. Them feelings are strong.
Well, y'all cute. Okay, I just realized that I'm about to graze into territory I don't care as much about. Let me pull this one up. All right, I'll pull this story up. Vanessa Bryant has reached a final settlement in her lawsuit over the misuse of photos from her husband and daughter's fatal accident, the crash.
Yes.
So they're going to have to give her $28.85 million of those things.
God damn. What? You said 28.85?
28.
Holy shit.
0.5? 28.5.
Okay, I mean, still. Jesus. That is so much
from
fucking
the Los
money.
Angeles County
Taxpayers.
Board of Supervisors. Give that lady her money.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot even.
Give that lady her money.
She fully deserves it. I hope those officers were fired, right? I think they were.
I don't remember. I think they were.
I can't imagine they weren't. I mean, especially after this. It's like, okay.
Let me see.
You done cost us upwards of $30 million fucking dollars, girl. You gotta go. Like, unfortunately, we are no longer capable of employing you because this is egregious. But Nah, that was just, that whole
So
situation was
fucking dumb.
so, and it was just so wrong. It just goes
Like,
to show
wrong and
how
gross.
people be so obsessed with celebrity that they really forget, like, first of all, the children, even if they are
Humanity.
famous, are like completely innocent in this and have nothing to do with who their parents are. And like, these people are dead and died in a horrific way. Like, the fact that y'all saw celebrities and didn't see humans, you deserve it. Y'all deserve it. And I'm glad she gets her money. Not that she needed it at all, but I'm glad she gets to collect them dollars and put them away somewhere, because that was so
Put
fucked
them
up
away
what y'all put her through.
wherever.
Yeah. Garbage. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna X this one out. I don't care. Let's see. Lotto this is dumb. So, like, the rapper Lotto got into it with this girl whose name I can't pronounce, who's signed to Kodak Black. It's like, okay.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I do research and I do the Googles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I make an effort. This is one of the things I forgot to Google the pronunciation of, but I had every intention to.
VVS.
So Kodak Black, is that how you say it?
No, I was just sounding it out.
But wait a minute, that might be it.
It better not be VVS's.
It has to be.
No, I'll be so pissed.
I promise you I was about to say for Vince.
If it's VVS's, like,
It has to be.
oh no, I hate niggas. It better not be.
No, Crystal. It has to be.
No.
Yes, it makes sense now. Because I was like, what the fuck is this supposed to mean?
I hate
It's
niggas.
VVS, like the clarity.
Like diamonds, right.
And then Essence.
VVSence. No, there's no way. I'll be
kinda
irate.
live.
No, I'll be
Now
irate.
that I can like pronounce it.
You could be completely wrong.
Bitch, that's what it is. If that's not how she says her name, she needs to change it tonight.
Okay. All right. I'm so upset at this.
I was dead ass looking at this like, what the fuck? How do you say this word?
Has she done an interview ever?
I don't know.
Yeah,
But she's
probably
a rapper from Atlanta. She signed a Kodak Black label. And apparently Lotto just did an interview with Billboard. And then in the interview, I guess she said something about how she's a girl's girl and that she doesn't charge female rappers that she's working with, like upcoming female rappers that she works with, for verses. And so the VVSence Child of God posted some videos where she alleged that people kept tagging her in that, which who?
I don't know.
She alleged that people kept tagging her in this story. Because apparently, and I didn't know this until tonight, or unless I put it out of my mind because I didn't care. But you remember when Lotto had said that one of these niggas on her album was like giving her trouble clearing a track
because she wouldn't fuck.
Blah, blah, blah,
Yes.
or some weird DM tension. And people were saying, oh, it was Kodak. And then he was saying it wasn't him, or he didn't say whatever. And she didn't say a name, whatever. It was vague and strange. Right. And so I didn't realize, but about a year ago, or almost a year ago, one of Kodak Black's producers said that it was bullshit, the story Lotto was giving, and that what actually happened is that she tried to get a verse cleared from Kodak for her album, and then wanted to like do a swap where I guess basically like the song would have been on a project of his or something like that. But instead of doing that, he said, look, I have a female artist, do the song with her or do a record with her, and I will charge you a smaller fee for my verse.
Got you.
That person being VVSence. And then it was alleged that Lotto did not want to do a song with the girl So then they went back and charged her the actual, whatever the actual allegedly expensive higher rate was supposed to be. So BB Essence is supposed
You
to be
keep saying
tight
that.
because now I know how to say it and I kind of live.
You just running with it. I'm praying that I'm wrong.
That is exactly how you say it.
I will be so mad.
I'm certain it can't be wrong.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I'm
It
wrong,
shouldn't
actually,
be how
but
you
I
say
want
it.
right. I want to be wrong though. I really do. What a
Ooh,
mess.
I didn't realize there was more tea. Lotto DM'd her because the girl was like, ooh, see, like, you don't really fuck with girls like that. You don't support girls like that. Like, you want to do something, you have to do something. But, like, I don't really appreciate the capping. Like, I'm really from Atlanta. And, right?
Okay.
I didn't realize. So, apparently, Lotto DM'd the girl. Let's read it. She said, you could have just asked me what's up yourself instead of believing what a nigga told you.
Well.
These exchanges didn't come till after a situation you clearly know none about. I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't like none in replace of nothing.
Oh, these children do that all the time. Like they'll write
But it's
some and mean something.
But like some, I guess it depends on your accent.
Like,
because I don't know
like
people who
SUM.
even who. No, I understand that.
Okay.
But like, I don't know anybody who'd be like, let me ask you something. Yeah, I guess I do. Like, some works for me, but none doesn't. And I still would not type SUM when I mean to say that. But that's because, like, I guess that, I don't know. But
yeah,
like, I guess
the way I talk and the way I type are different.
Yes, but at the same time, I'm just like, don't ask me none. Who says none?
Oh, so many niggas.
Don't ask me none. None?
None.
Like
I feel like the second N is not. It's like like it's a longer.
There's like
N.
another in there. You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait for the speech pathologist to be like, "Yep, that is called a whatever the fuck."
But like, whatever. This is dumb. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Okay, I was told to come to his party in order to clear the verse first. I said no, and then they said a verse for an artist on his label of choice, and I said no. My lawyer got I knew it could have been, two things could have been true. I knew it. My lawyer got the proposal on paper, word for word. I don't even know you. She responded back and said, I don't know you either, so why would you expect me to contact you like we cool a son? Okay, now this is getting out of hands.
What I just tell
like, you? none I'll walk around because I'm accustomed to it at this point.
Cool a son.
Cool ASUN? Now we're out of bounds.
Stop it. Cool a son. Yes.
Now we are completely out of bounds.
Nothing makes me feel older than reading Gen Z trying to communicate with each other on the internet. Nothing makes me feel older
girl,
than that.
where do you have to be?
Nowhere.
3 more letters.
Nowhere. They have nowhere to go. There's no rush.
I don't even be needing you to type out the full word. Like, I don't need you to say N-O-T. You know what I mean? But like
we cool or something. I don't need that. But
give me a T-H.
Like we cool. These children literally type how they talk. Like same pronunciation and everything. They don't give a fuck.
But the thing is, but expect us or anybody the fuck else to just understand / accept it. I won't.
I won't accept it, but I did understand it. I can't lie. My eyes crossed, but I did understand what she was trying to say, unfortunately.
I won't accept it.
Okay, and that's your prerogative.
Anyway, this is foolishness, and y'all don't need to even be going back and forth over this. And it's probably all Kodak Black's fault. Speaking of which, he wanted by the police right now for failing a drug test after they apparently found traces of fentanyl in a test that he did late.
What?
Now they're apparently looking for him. There's some more information here about 30 oxycodone pills that police found after arresting him some other time.
I
don't know, girl. Just bye, girl. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, whatever it takes. Good luck. God bless. Lastly, I just want to address Let's talk about the Michael B. Jordan thing.
Let's shall.
Michael B. Jordan was on.
Go ahead.
So, be the essence. I just wanted to say it one more time.
I'm so mad. Somebody please tell me that's not it, because it better not be. But you know what? After I saw Cooler Son, I'm starting to think I was correct. Cooler Son.
Yeah.
That's probably got it that fast.
No, I thought you were referencing somebody else who's named Coolison.
All right.
So Michael B. Jordan was on the red carpet. He has a new film coming out. It's titled Creed 3. He's fine in it. Jonathan Majors could literally come to my house.
Say it.
Kick down my door.
Please do.
Okay.
I don't need that.
And destroy everything I own as long as he ravishes me on the way out.
I know that's right. Every hole.
My God in heaven. Anyway.
I saw a tweet from a girl who said when she goes to see Creed 3, she bringing her rose.
I mean, why, honey?
I said, let me log right back off. Let me log right back off. Y'all in here whoring.
At the material they're presenting.
Yeah, and they're doing a lot of promo, and they fine in all of the promo too. Like
my word alive,
really good. Yeah, they are.
Whew. So he was on the red carpet for the film, and he was stopped by a young lady who goes by the name L'Oreal, and I suppose the two of them went to the same high school in Newark.
Yeah, I think he is.
I don't remember where.
Yeah.
And she made sure to let us know that prior to asking him whatever she was there to ask him about. And he reminded her that she used to pick on him, call him corny.
Yeah.
He said something to the effect of like, yeah, the corny kid, remember? Yeah. And
yeah, because she brought it up like shit was sweet. She was like, yeah, we go way back. Like, okay.
I think she actually said we go way back.
Yeah. Like,
matter of fact,
no, we don't really go way back. Like, oh, we've been friends since 1997, and you know that. So, but all right, girl.
Let me find because this shit was so fucking stupid. Anyway, the internet took this as like and made it like a thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I'm a little confused by it because personally, I didn't think it was that big a deal. It didn't seem like that big a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it might have been a big deal to her if she had expectations that clearly didn't go the way she set them up. But it feels like the internet took this as as a visual representation of the bullied kid who comes up and, stunts on their bully as people talk about happening all the time, as people I've seen happen all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And wanted to frame it as that experience, and so made it a bigger thing that it needed to be. What I watched was a woman trying to do an interview on a red carpet with somebody that she used to pick on in high school. She brought up the fact that they went to high school together. He mentioned the fact that she used to call him corny.
Mm-hmm.
He then proceeded to do the remainder of the interview and go on about his goddamn way. So
yeah, it was really the body language for me. I felt like.
Do you feel like he embarrassed her?
Oh, no. I think she embarrassed herself.
Thanks. I'm done.
No, I definitely didn't think he embarrassed her. I felt like he handled that pretty well, all things considered. Like, he wasn't going to sit there and be fake about it and be like, oh, yeah, Newark High, class of 2000 or whatever. Like, he wasn't finna sit there and do that. But he also wasn't like, yeah, and fuck you, bitch. That's why you over here interviewing me now for whatever shitty ass blog this is. And that fuck you and and this interview, like, and then mush her on his way out. He didn't do none of that. He sat there and answered her stupid ass questions. and and I just felt like people are entitled to bring up the fact that you were shitty to them. Even if it was however long ago when they graduated from high school. Like, I feel like, especially it clearly had a profound effect on him. And so there's nothing wrong with him being like, yeah, remember the dude you called corny? Who, like, right now you sitting here at the edge of this carpet hoping that I'll come over here and talk to you. And, like, I'm not mad at him for having his moment. And I definitely thought his body language was given, like, oh, yeah, like, I'm enjoying this moment right here of, like, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Like, I felt like that, but also didn't feel like he embarrassed her at all. I felt like her reaction to that and trying to downplay it and bringing it up again, I felt like that was more embarrassing on her part. Like, she could have just laughed it off and been like, yeah, we sure did call you corny. And now look, you definitely won, and left it at that, moved on, had a engaging but brief interview, and then called it a day. But
people act like he pulled out his erect penis.
They're being really...
and struck her across the face with it.
And I really think... I think this is one of those things where if the genders were reversed and it was a famous woman who had been picked on by a man in high school, they would absolutely understand Michael B. Jordan's reaction, his stance, all of that, even though it wasn't off-putting. Like, he still agreed to do the interview. He didn't, like, cuss you out or nothing. But I just feel like if it was the other way around, people would have been a lot more understanding. And it would have been like, oh my God, how dare you still be holding on to that? You still corny. And it's like, two things can be true. He can actually legitimately be corny. And also, you can be a dickhead for making fun of somebody for some shit like that. And they can look back 15, 20 years later and laugh at the situation. Be like, yeah, you did say that. And now here I am, Michael B. Jordan, millionaire and directing movies and being a big, bad, boss-ass bitch. Like, all of that
You
can be
brought
true.
up the fact that we know each other.
You brought it up.
We didn't even have to do this.
Exactly.
You wanted to get on your camera and act like we're girlies.
Yeah.
That's not the case. Mm-mm. So what we're going to do is clear that up. He could have read her. He didn't.
He could have just kept walking. He could have recognized her.
He could have just walked right past her.
Yep.
He could have completely embarrassed you or shat on you if he wanted to. And that's not what happened. The internet blew their shit out of proportion as far as I'm concerned. It made it seem like it was something ugly or unprofessional or whatever the fuck. And it really wasn't that big a fucking deal. So I don't understand why people are trying to make this situation bigger than it needed to be. Because most of y'all who've been bullied,
listen,
you see a bitch at the fucking chicken truck after the goddamn club and you got on some red bottoms and you're ready to stunt. So I'm not interested in the conversation.
Or you run in the other direction.
A couple of you niggas get a Balenciaga belt buckle and see a nigga who tried you on a basketball court in high school and are ready to pull up. Yeah. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. I definitely didn't think he did anything wrong or out of line at all.
Y'all bitches are weird. It really wasn't a big deal. I feel like both of them handled the situation just fine.
Well, it was definitely a moment that I think was blown up because of the whole, like, well, I mean, I'm not really sure how to say this delicately, but social media is full of people who have had a variety of experiences. I think maybe disproportionately people who were picked on or not necessarily super popular in high school. So I think there was a lot of, people projecting their own feelings, reading their own feelings into the circumstances. But I didn't think it was that big of a deal at all. Y'all act like he cussed her out and put hands on her. It really was not that serious.
I looked, it was one of those videos where, like, the headline was, or like they put like a headline over the video. So I read it before I actually watched the clip. Mm-hmm. So I thought, like, I was expecting for him to be like super rude or like shady or laugh at her or something. I watched and I was like, this was completely fine.
Extremely
So I don't know why y'all... And here's the thing. If you want to make it a conversation about whatever you want to make it, like a general conversation about that, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to shit on her, I try to shit on him for the video that I watched, to me was dumb.
Well, if it's one thing the internet's going to do, it's going to take something that seems fairly benign and blow it up to its highest proportion. So I wasn't really shocked that the hashtag discourse went in that direction. But yeah, I didn't see nothing wrong with that. I didn't see nothing wrong with his behavior at all. Sorry.
I'm done.
All right. That will wrap up the topics this week. Let's take a break. Hey, y'all, these days, job seekers seem to want more. Everything from remote working conditions to an easier application process. Sometimes that means it can be hard to stand out to job seekers. How can you break through the clutter and attract the most qualified candidates for your business? Well, we have the answer. Of course, it's ZipRecruiter. Right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free over at ZipRecruiter.com/theread. ZipRecruiter has lots of ways to help you stand out to the right candidates, okay? Their technology sends you great candidates for the job. You can send a personal invite to your top choices to make an impact. And ZipRecruiter makes it easy for candidates to apply with just one click. And they offer attention-grabbing labels like urgent, training provided, remote, and all those fun catchphrases that will catch the eye of the top, brightest, most quality candidates. So get your job noticed by the best and brightest today with ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself by going to this exclusive web address to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/theread, ZipRecruiter.com/THEREAD. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire. So go hire somebody and let's move on.
It's all about personalization. Like which hit album to stream or which comedy podcast to hit up next. Having options, being able to make it personal, it all makes all the difference, diva. And State Farm believes insurance should work exactly the same way, girls and guys, and NBs. Your plan, your coverage, they need to be personalized specifically to you, doll. And you should be able to choose the plan that you want by picking the options that work for you by damn. Like bundling your home and auto policies. That's what the State Farm Personal Price Plan is all about. Getting the coverage you want at an affordable price just for you. So are you ready to get personal, Sistren?
Yes.
Call or go to statefarm.com today to create your State Farm Personal Price Plan, VPPP. Prices vary by state, options selected by customer, availability and eligibility may vary. Let's get back to the show. We're back. It's time for letters.
Yes, it is. This week, the listener letters are brought to you by Target. Target is still celebrating Black History Month with a 100% Black-owned or designed collection. That's right, okay? Featuring styles from brands like Sammy B, Adi and Ayo, Rayo and Honey. So many gorgeous clothing options, home and accessories that combine Black culture and positive affirming messages with modern design aesthetics, super cute stuff. And the collection includes products featuring winners from Target's 2023 HBCU Design Challenge. This year's winners represent Spelman College, Albany State University, and Norfolk State University. Target's exclusive Black History Month assortment focuses on representation across the diaspora, and we're partnering with them to bring you exclusive content celebrating Black excellence and other Black fun things, such as you Negroes sending in letters to this show. So thank you, Target, for sponsoring this segment of The Read. If you have a letter for us, send it over to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read it aloud on the show. Our first letter this week comes from Celeste. Celeste says, I was in a relationship for 6 years and we have 2 kids. I ended the relationship in January because I was unhappy and wanted peace in my home. For 2 weeks, this man was begging me to come home. Then all of a sudden he wasn't. Come to find out that after 2 weeks of us being broken up, this motherfucker moved back in with his ex-girlfriend, the woman he was with before me, 2 fucking weeks after a 6-year relationship. I'm hurt because even though the breakup was my choice, it's still hard. My feelings aside, we have kids together and I still have to deal with his ass. So I expressed that at this very moment, I am not comfortable with my kids being at her house. What you do on your personal time is your business, but I do feel like when it comes to our kids, I have a say-so and we can come to a compromise. Mind you, I have heard nothing but bad things about this woman, not only from him, but from several other people. And she and I have had words before. This man sat in my face and told me I knew doing this I was going to risk losing you and never seeing my kids, but he still did it. Our youngest, who is 1, has no clue what's going on, but our 6-year-old is very aware, and I think this is too much too soon. I told him he could pick the kids up with her. She can be around when they hang out or even here at my house, but I am not comfortable with them going to her house right now. Maybe in a few months. If they're serious, we could revisit that conversation. Now he's telling me that I'm bitter and I'm giving him a hard time and that if I keep this up soon, and if I keep this up, then soon he won't come looking for the kids. I just want to know if y'all think I'm tripping or if he's the one being unreasonable. I know you don't have kids, but I would still appreciate the advice. Please help. Thanks, Celeste.
How much to order a hit in 2023?
Don't press enter.
Yeah, you're right.
The feds come knocking immediately. Woo, shit.
Okay, so here's the thing. I was going to start asking questions about whether or not you might have been doing too much because I was like, okay, first of all, I definitely like he's acting out and doing shit. I think that is not only selfish, but that is intended to have reactions from you. And then he admits that by saying, well, I knew that this might risk me losing you. And you did it anyway 2 weeks after. You're a nutbag. Like, you don't deserve shit. Now, as far as the like, oh, well, I don't want my kids over there type thing or whatever, I was going to be like, okay, well, is that reasonable? Or are you doing a tit for tat thing? But then you said that he's told you bad things about her. Other people have told you bad things about her, and you've had not so great experiences or great conversation words or whatever with her as well. So separate of whatever the fuck your dick baggery ex is over there doing.
Yes, dick baggery.
Like, it makes sense for you to not want, and then you're talking about like, you know, they can be out, she can be out. You know what I mean? It sounds to me that you're being reasonable. Oh, if they are serious, then things could change. It sounds like he's playing games. It sounds like he's doing shit for attention. He's doing the typical shit where he goes back to somebody who he knows will cradle his bitch-made ass in their womb towards their bosom. That will allow him to maintain the comfort and the convenience of having a partner while also getting under your skin. You can't take that shit personal because it ain't got nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the fact he's childish, immature, and don't know how to deal with real life shit. You have to, at this point, be in self-preservation. You have to think about you and you have to think about your kids. It sounds like as far as whatever he's doing with her is considered, your mind is in the right place. I don't have kids. I have not been in a situation like this. But I think that in the situation that you're in, right now, I'd be like, neither one of these niggas can see my babies. Ever. Because I'm that petty and don't give a fuck and God ain't done with me. It sounds like you. Like, I'm a lowly Charmander. You are a Charizard. You have wings.
You can fly.
You can fly, diva.
You be blowing fire and everything, my nigga.
That part. So you are an evolved form.
Yeah.
And I respect that. I don't really know. I mean, aside from like therapy and, you know, I'm trying to get back into doing things like yoga and working out more.
Oh, yeah. Self-care.
Things that like just aid in, you know, clearing the clutter that can sometimes exist in your brain. So whatever like that formula is specifically, I don't know, for you. Yeah, it's gonna be complicated having kids with a fuck nigga. especially so young. So I would definitely be in therapy hardcore. But I would, I guess, say try not to take his actions personally if you can, because it's giving me tantrum. Consider him the third kid.
Oh, now see, tantrum is really the word. I fully agree. I think, like you, Celeste, like there's a few things here you could tweak about like your expectations or whatever. Like him moving back in with his ex is not really your concern. Like you broke up with him. I'm assuming it's your house. So you put him out. He probably doesn't have the money to live alone. And so he was, I don't know, maybe couch surfing for a couple of weeks, staying with his mama or something.
He needed to. I'm sure he could have gone somewhere else.
I mean, perhaps, but I know of too many niggas who are just looking for a place to lay their head with as little responsibility as possible. So
between thighs.
I mean, ideally, yes. Ideally. So I think, part of this probably is like, because I feel like there was a lot of emphasis on like, 2 weeks after our relationship ends, he's living with somebody else. Like he's living with his ex. Like that's not really your concern, but it is your concern when it comes to your children. So I would say, I mean, as far as the kids not being at her house, I'm not really going to argue with you about whether you're comfortable with that, because if you're not, then you're just not. But like, I think you should be real with yourself. Is this something that in a few months you would come around with and be okay with? Or, does everything you know about this woman, your own personal history with her, all that, is that going to continue to influence your feelings about it? Like only you can answer that question, but you need to be real with yourself about that. But the whole, like, I knew that I was going to risk not seeing my kids. And if you keep this up, then I'm not going to come looking for them. To me, that just screams, that's just such a huge red flag, or like, I mean, not even a red flag, more like a billboard of a nigga saying, I'm looking for a reason to abandon these kids. I'm looking for an excuse and you are finna hand it to me. This is somebody who ideally, like under the most ideal circumstances, I doubt would still be putting forth the effort to be a present father. Like, he just sounds like one of those dads who was a dad because the kids were in the house. And once you're no longer in the same house as the kids, it's like, I'm not going out of my way to do that. Because I think if he was truly interested in being a father and being an active parent, then he wouldn't be telling you, oh, well, keep this up. I'm not going to come looking for my kids. It's like, keep this up and I'm taking your ass to court to get joint custody. Like, don't play with me about seeing my children. So if I were you, I would make it as easy on myself as possible. Do you really think your children are in danger at this woman's house? Do you think they're in danger when they're with their father? Like, those are real questions to ask yourself. I always recommend therapy to just about everybody. So I'm going to agree with Kid Fury there. I think that's a great idea. But honestly, I think both of y'all are tripping. You a little bit and him a lot of bit. So hopefully that helps. I know that, y'all were together for 6 years. You have 2 children. So things are complicated. It's not going to be like one cut and dry answer. There's a lot of things for you to consider here. But yeah, just think about that before you make a rash decision. Because I do think ultimately whatever you choose for your kids is going to be what they end up having. Like, it's going to be the life that they end up having. I don't think he is going to fight you to be able to see these children or have any control over their lives, which is sad, but unsurprising. Good luck to you though, Celeste. Please let us know how it goes. Our next letter this week comes from Juju, who says, it took me forever to find a good Black female therapist that I feel completely and totally comfortable with. I've been seeing her for about 5 months and it has been an absolutely life-changing experience, and I'm having so many breakthroughs. In my last session with my therapist, she revealed to me that she is my baby daddy's cousin, and I am wrecked.
Oh, shit. Okay.
In one of our last sessions, I opened up about my relationship with my oldest son's father and how toxic his family and our relationship was. She gave me really great advice about boundaries.
This is awful.
And I was able to implement those, and things have been going really smoothly. When she told me that she is my baby daddy's cousin, she also mentioned that my son has been to her house and played with her kids a couple of times, but that she isn't close.
Whoa.
But that she isn't close to that side of the family because of a lot of the issues that I brought up in our sessions, which was nice. She asked me if I was comfortable continuing therapy with her and guaranteed that whatever I said was confidential and that she was not close to that side of her family. In the moment, I told her that I would like to continue seeing her your face because I was afraid. You are gooped.
Like, I'm plucked, bitch.
I told her I would like to continue seeing her because I was afraid of having to go on the hunt for another good therapist, but I woke up this morning really conflicted. She did share a lot about her family yesterday, and I'm thankful that it confirmed some of the theories I had about my son's father's family, but at the same time, I'm not sure if it will affect how much I share with her in the future. She also mentioned when I filled out the intake paperwork and she saw my son's last name, that she thought maybe there could be a connection, but decided not to look further into it. And I kind of feel like she should have asked me about it before we started our therapy journey. What do y'all think? If this was your therapist, would you continue seeing them? And Crystal, should my therapist automatically stop seeing me because of the conflict of interest? Love the show. Thank you both, Juju. There's a lot here, Jujiana.
Wow.
Yikes, yikes, yikes.
That is so like, what are the odds?
Right? That is, well, I mean,
yeah, I guess.
Depending on the size of your town, it's not that. I will say, just for the question directed towards me, I think your therapist does not necessarily have to automatically stop seeing you because of this mutual relation. If it were me in this circumstance, like when she said she noticed like your son's last name and thought, oh, maybe he's kin. Depending on how common the last name is, that would have dictated whether I brought this up. I probably would not have, though, in the first session. I'm not going to be like, interesting. You said you have a son named Darius McQueen. Is that the McQueens of the Northeast side? You know, like, I don't know that I would have. I don't know that I would have brought that up immediately. But I see how over the past 5 months, you have probably been slowly revealing more and more. And she started to put the pieces together like, oh, fuck, that's my trifling ass cousin.
Oh, hell. God damn it.
That's my trifling ass cousin.
How do we talk about this?
Yeah, so I think once she knew for a fact that she was your baby daddy's cousin, then she came to you. And I don't really see anything wrong with the way she came at you, to be honest. I think she was forthright about it and she left it up to you. I believe her when she says that she's not that close to them because of how raggedy they are, and that, you know, she's going to continue to give you unbiased opinions and, you know, try to help you to the best of her abilities. It's really going to be whether you can handle it, and do you feel, I would say the first step would even be like, do you even feel comfortable bringing up the fact that you are uncomfortable about this?
Yeah.
If you feel like you can talk to her about the discomfort that you're experiencing, that's a great sign that this is something y'all will be able to work through. But, yeah, what about if this was you? If your therapist was related to somebody that you could not fucking stand.
Honey.
See, I say all that, but if I were in your situation, Juju, I think I would really struggle with that. I would.
Because I get the whole like, oh girl, like I specifically need a Black woman to be my doctor.
Did you put your blanket over your mic?
No.
Oh, okay. For some reason, you sounded different on the mic.
Oh.
Okay.
But I get like not wanting to have to go back out into the wilds and try and find another Black lady therapist.
Yes.
It's hard, but I also understand the feeling of like, this complicates how vulnerable I'm going to be, how open I'm going to be, how honest I'm willing to be, how much I'm willing to share. And I think once you get there, you have to take you have to take the possibility of transitioning seriously to another doctor. I mean, because if you're not going to be willing to crack yourself wide open with your therapist at some point, it doesn't have to be right away, obviously. And it's possible that you could still get to that place with this doctor, but I just feel like if it's complicating how much you're willing to be open or comfortable, then you should just start looking elsewhere. And she should respect that and completely understand it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just based upon what she does for a living, obviously. So I think personally, if I were in that position, I would just start looking and or ask for help looking for another therapist.
That's an excellent point. You can definitely ask her for a you can definitely ask her for a referral, but I also know how hard it is to find not even just like a Black woman therapist, but one that you also click with, because every Black woman you're not gonna click with either.
Yes.
So this is hard, baby. 5 months and you can see how much progress you're making. I would try to push through it. I say this hypothetically, you know.
I get it.
It's so hard trying to find a therapist that you mesh with and that you really feel like is helping you get stuff done. So I would try to push through it, and I would bring it up in the sessions. I would tell her, like, I want to keep working with you, but I feel like I have to talk about how uncomfortable I am. And, you know, just to see if we can work through it. And she should be fully expecting that conversation. She should be fully expecting that. And you can also say, you know, I actually don't think I can do this. Do you have any referrals or recommendations? Stuff like that. And she can, you know, go ahead and work on transitioning you out of her care. But what a shit situation, man. Imagine.
I mean, a shit sandwich.
Imagine. Like, you come to therapy, you got this perfect therapist so you can talk to her, vent about your baby daddy and his trifling ass family.
And like, of all of the motherfuckers for her to be related to, like why you couldn't be my best friend cousin? Why you couldn't be my boss cousin? Why you couldn't be like
one of the other kids' daddy's cousin?
One of the other
anybody other
this
than this
lowly nigga that it has literally trampled on my things.
Yeah.
That sucks.
She probably went home and somebody just randomly said the baby's name and she was like, oh, fuck. She had that moment to herself. If she was smart, she didn't say it out loud, but she had that moment.
My kids been in your house? Weird.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
It's a lot. It is a lot. So,
but I think you're right in that, like, an effort in, like, she's a therapist, so help me through this. Like, I should at least, whether I'm going to find a new person or not, be able to talk through this situation and my discomfort with you.
Right. I mean, and
so that's a good point.
And keep in mind that, like, legally, she has to maintain your privacy. Like, it's not just what she's supposed to do. You can sue the ever-loving fuck out of her if she breaches her professional or her legal obligations as a therapist. And she knows, right, and she know that. So,
and luckily, she allegedly don't like them niggas.
Right, and she's like, girl, I'm telling you this because I don't rock with them niggas neither. Like, that's why I'm just now putting two and two together that my cousin is your baby daddy.
But what she maybe can do.
Look at this. No, this is about to be messy.
Is tell you their business. They're not clients. No. So it's like, oh, girl, yes. Let me tell you the one time this ashy nigga said, No, she can't do that either.
Well, so you should really only use self-disclosure when it is for the benefit of the client. And that's wildly inappropriate, but
I be wanting to ask my psychiatrist about his personal business sometimes. It's not like on like deep stuff, but like I know he has kids, for instance, and like he's a writer too and stuff. And sometimes I just want to shoot the shit and be like, "How the kids?" But I'm just like, I don't think that's what we're here for. So
no. Well, number one, no. This is your time. You're paying to talk about your life, not my life. Yeah. So it's like, let's not take up your time with my life.
But I guess I'm just like nice.
I mean, and that's fine. And honestly, I think a lot of therapists will say, oh, they're fine. Thank you for asking. What's going on with you? Like, they'll answer the question and then go right back to what we're here for.
Yeah, I'm not going to want to know what they had for breakfast. I just want to just be like, because like my doctor in New York was pregnant. Like she had 2 kids back to back.
Oh, yes.
And so sometimes mommyhood would affect like
the session, yeah.
The sessions of stuff. But I admire anyone who has even wanted to do that. So I'm always just like, oh, how are they? Like, are you good? And then you're right. It's very short. And thank you for asking. And we move on.
And then because if it comes up repeatedly in the session, then it turns into a like, why do you want to talk about me? What's behind, asking about what's going on in your life that you're trying to avoid by asking me about these children?
Okay, well, I wasn't talking about that.
I'm sure you weren't. I'm just saying, as a therapist, if it came up repeatedly in the session, I would be like, why do you think that matters? Or, whatever, something like that. But anyway, good luck, Juju. Baby, that is truly a difficult situation. You are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Real. But best of luck.
My New York doctor helped me find the doctor I have now in LA. I don't know if that's an option, but
she should definitely have referrals. She should definitely know other therapists through school and licensure and all that. You meet other mental health care practitioners. So she should be able to refer you. But man, it's just something about a good therapeutic relationship. You built up that rapport and you having breakthroughs 5 months in and you changing your fucking life. I wouldn't want to slow that down either. So I would be like, as long as we have a mutual distrust of these niggas, let's try to make it work. Yeah, but good luck. And please, I am begging those of you who have had your questions answered, please let us know how this shit goes. I'm dying to know. I need updates on so many of y'all. So let us know how the conversation goes with her. Best of luck to you. We're going to wrap up the letters right there once again. If you have one for us, send it on over to asktheread@gmail.com. Thank you again to Target for sponsoring this incredible segment of the show. We are thrilled to share that Target is committing to spending more than $2 billion with Black-owned businesses by the end of 2025. Learn more about how Target supports Black communities, from investing in the next generation of HBCU talent to making it easy to shop Black-owned brands year-round. Visit target.com/BlackBeyondMeasure. All right, we're going to take another break and then be back with the read. Have you ever left a cart full of items in an online store because the shipping was too expensive? I know I have, okay. Did you know that shipping costs are the #1 cause of abandoned carts? I did know that, and I don't care how deep I got that cart stacked up. If the shipping is too much, I'm walking away. In a world where free and fast shipping is the norm, it can be hard for smaller e-commerce businesses to compete. When you use ShipStation, you can lower shipping costs, make returns easy, and keep your customers happy. ShipStation makes it easy to grow your business by handling your orders from every marketplace in one dashboard. They effortlessly integrate everywhere you sell online, including Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, and more. With ShipStation, you can automate routine shipping tasks, print shipping labels, easily compare rates and delivery times to optimize every shipment, and automate delivery notifications. Plus, you get up to 84% off USPS and UPS rates. So it's no wonder 98% of companies that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life, like us. Running a business can be stressful, but using ShipStation isn't. When we're shipping out our merch over on shoptheread.com, Alex has been logging into ShipStation for years, getting it done. We started out with that free trial, got everything set up quickly, and now ShipStation handles all of that for us, and they can do the same thing for you with your business. So keep growing your business all year long with ShipStation. Use promo code READ today at ShipStation.com to sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com, promo code READ. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you, and let's move on.
Hey, y'all. Actress, singer, entrepreneur, and brand new mommy, Keke Keeps Job Palmer, has a new podcast out. It's called Baby, This is Keke Palmer, and it's on Amazon Music. You're going to want to check it out. Keke has a lot of burning questions that are keeping her up at night. She's putting friends, family, and some hot experts in the hot seat. to ask them the real questions that we want to know. Like, what happened to that white man, Tom, from MySpace? And does he still wear white t-shirts? How has dating changed in the digital age? And what's the tea on that OnlyFans, aunt? These are some of the questions running through Kiki's mind, and she's letting us in on it all. Because on Baby, This is Keke Palmer, the gag is no topic is off limits. So get into it. Listen to the latest episodes, Baby, This is Keke Palmer, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And girl, Keke, enjoy that podcasting life. And I hope that you take breaks, naps, something. You work so hard. Let's move on.
Sometimes people wait until something bad happens to talk to a therapist, which is understandable, but why wait when you can get a therapist right now through Talkspace? Therapy can help you shift your perspective and find tools to cope in difficult times. At Talkspace.com, you can sign up online and get a personalized match with a provider that's right for you, typically within 48 hours. You can have incredibly convenient virtual sessions with your licensed therapist from the comfort of your home with no need to commute to appointments or miss time at work in order to attend sessions. It's mental health care made easy. Talkspace is the #1 online therapy platform with licensed therapists in over 40 specialties. Plus, Talkspace is affordable and in-network with most major insurers. You guys know that Talkspace is how I started my therapy journey over 5 years ago, which is crazy to think about, but it was so easy to get matched with a therapist, and working with her really helped me uncover a lot of my issues and get through a lot of the pain and confusion I was going through. And it's ultimately what led me to seeking more traditional therapy and going back to school and becoming a therapist. So really, Talkspace was right there at the beginning for me as far as mental health care goes. As a listener of this show, you'll get $100 off your first month with Talkspace if you choose to try them out like I did when you go to Talkspace.com/read. So to match with a licensed therapist today, head on over to Talkspace.com/read to get $100 off your first month and to let them know that the Read sent you. Again, that's Talkspace.com/read. The promo code is READ. Take care of your mental health now more than ever. All right, y'all, let's wrap up the show.
Hello, it's me. It's time for the read.
Amen. It is time for the read.
I just ordered Cheesecake Factory.
I don't get it, unfortunately.
I said I just ordered Cheesecake Factory. It wasn't a joke.
Oh, you really did order Cheesecake Factory. Oh, I thought this was a reference from some internet thing that I didn't see. Okay. Work. What'd you get?
I'm just hungry.
You got pasta?
No, I wish I could eat pasta.
Oh, right.
It upsets my sense.
They don't have no gluten-free. They don't have no gluten-free pasta. What can you eat at Cheesecake Factory then?
I got the truffle honey chicken, which technically isn't gluten-free because I guess the batter probably has gluten.
Yeah.
But nobody's stopping me from eating fried chicken, hun. So I got that.
Live your fucking life. I know that's right.
Yeah. I'm leaning into chaos tonight.
Yeah.
So it's time for the read. I just have a couple of things.
Okay, me too. We'll keep it short.
So number one, I just wanted to say to Joanne Rowling, move around. None of us are interested in any of the bullshit. So Doge is taking part in a new podcast called The Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling.
Oh God. Y'all are joking.
Where she's sitting down with former member of the Westboro Baptist Church, Megan Phelps Roper.
No.
Because of course.
Immediately no.
To talk about why people don't like J.K. Rowling. So, I guess during some part of this podcast that they've been doing press about, she claims that she doesn't care about her legacy at ruining it. She said, I do not walk around my house thinking about my legacy. You know what a pompous way to live your life, walking around thinking, what will my legacy be? Whatever, I'll be dead. I care about now. I care about the living. I call bullshit, Joanne. I feel like if you didn't care about your legacy, you wouldn't be talking about it on a fucking podcast called The Fucking Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling. where they're literally trying to compare far-right Christian groups who attacked you for making a book about witchcraft and magic children or whatever,
Right.
to people who have a problem with you attacking trans people every goddamn opportunity that you get. I don't think that anybody should be sending threats of violence to you. I don't think that anybody should be doxing you because I believe that I'm a half-decent human being with common sense. I don't think that that's like a deep or you know, extreme feeling for me to have.
It is not. It is not.
However, at the very same time, Diva, if you don't care about your legacy, sell the licensing or back away from the company or whatever, so people of all walks of life who have enjoyed Harry Potter, which is indeed much bigger and more important than you or your lowly existence, so that they can enjoy those things without you still enjoying a fat ass revenue from it. You do that, but you won't.
Yeah.
You won't do that, will you? But you don't care about the legacy at the same time. Bite bricks, Joe.
Y'all be
Shut
lying.
the fuck up and get missing. You hate trans people. You hate anybody that speaks up for them. And you really never imagined, even in your fictional Harry Potter verse, a world where there would be diversity, where anyone could be included. So I don't really know what kind of white garbage you think you're gonna blow up anybody with sense's ass over here, sis. But you can get missing with that. Okay? Put on an invisibility cloak, sis.
She's a mess.
Next, I would like to address a few of the writers of the film Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I'm sorry, not writers. These are visual effects artists, one of whom specifically mentioned or blamed the piss poor visual effects of that film on Wakanda Forever, the Black Panther sequel, saying in terms of priority, Wakanda Forever was definitely at the top of the list. Okay. All the money went to that. All the best resources went to that. It's understandable given the context. I'm going to repeat that. It's understandable given the context with Chadwick and everything and how well the first film did. But it did diminish the ability to carry Ant-Man all the way through.
What? This is about the new one, the Quantumania one?
Now, I'm going to say this. The fact that you felt like you needed to bring up one of the most anticipated films of this phase.
Yeah.
One of the most anticipated sequels of the past few years. And yes, the Black and Brown movie. Yeah. And blame it on why your movie looked like shit is confusing to me. I'll tell you why. First of all, most people were talking about your movie looking like shit and laughing at the way that your movie looked like shit because specifically the character MODOK looked a fucking fool. Specifically when the character MODOK took off whatever helmet or shit that you invented for him to have. Now, if he looked a goddamn mess because you didn't get the budget for it, at the same time that you're saying, well, the money's there, the executives just aren't spending it. Why are you talking about our movie?
Come on. Say it again.
Another part of the problem with your film is that it was written to exist and be set 95% in a CGI world.
That's a lot of work to do.
You tried to do some Star Wars shit where you have a quantum realm that exists with all of these weird creatures and funny looking stuff going on that ultimately your writing did nothing with, did not make interesting. So you just had a whole lot of work to do. That ain't have nothing to do with the Black movie. So you coming over here and trying to piss on our goddamn cinnamon toast, it's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is the visual effects at Marvel have been dwindling for the past couple of films, not just yours. But that MODOK was inexcusable. That wasn't just budget. I refuse to believe.
Yeah, no, can't be.
Whatever. First of all, the fact that it was Darren, I'm not even getting into it. Whatever.
The motive.
Just say that you feel like whoever is being greedy and you feel like, they would rather push you all into burnout and sip their martinis than, spend a bit more of their own money on beefing up the visual effects. Wakanda Forever ain't got nothing to do with this. So don't whine about the fact that movie's winning Academy Awards and Golden Globes and doing whatever the fuck else that it's doing.
It's so good.
Before I get upset. Lastly, I think that a couple of people are confused about how money and TV and stuff like that might be working or have been working for however long. There are been rumors that Zendaya is negotiating a new contract for the next season of Euphoria or something like that to be paid $1 million an episode. And some people, I guess, have been confused about how that can happen. I'm going to assume that most of y'all who are confused or have issue with that don't really know much about how it's been going, like I've said. So let me just see if I can give you a little bit of background. Okay. According to reports, the cast of Friends in 2002 received $1 million per episode of that season. Okay. Cast of The Big Bang Theory in 2014, $1 million an episode. Game of Thrones, Nicole Kidman for Big Little Lies got $1 million an episode.
What?
Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston for The Morning Show. In 2019, Norman Reedus for The Walking Dead, Jeff Bridges for The Old Man, Kevin Costner for Yellowstone, Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford for 1923, Charlie Sheen for 2.5 Men in 2010, Ray Romano, $1.7 million for Everybody Loses Raymond. Girl.
Jersey Shore. They might not be on your list, but they were getting paid $1 million an episode when that show was at its peak.
I wasn't going to mention them.
Oh, you knew it. Okay.
I did know that.
Okay.
And I went looking for the article and I couldn't find it. So I left that out only because I did not find anything I couldn't find those.
That may have been a rumor. Okay.
Earlier. But I do remember hearing that they were getting paid $1 million an episode when that show was in its time. So Zendaya, who has been chewing.
Okay. Carrying on down to the Euphoria. Woo!
Chewing them scripts.
That is
spitting them out.
Yes, she has.
And carrying those girls down to the award ceremony.
She has been.
Each and every
night.
Giving the girls streamies. Giving the girls numbers.
It's just too good. It's too good.
Give that girl her money. I'm not going to talk about it again. Give her money. I don't want to hear a motherfucking thing about shit. I don't want to hear anything about age. I don't want to hear about number of seasons. I don't want to hear about mergers. Give her money.
Yeah, I wasn't even surprised when I saw that. I said, of course Zendaya is. Of course she is. What?
Duh, give her things.
How many times have I seen that clip of her going fucking ape shit in her mama's house, beating down the door to her little sister's room and her mama defending the baby? And how many times have I seen that clip? How many times?
And in fact, get into it because Storm Reed is right behind.
Yep.
She just chewed up The Last of Us after chewing up Euphoria. Give the doll babies their money.
So good.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
The way that she tried to pick up that Jolly Rancher and couldn't.
I don't know what that means. 'Cause I don't know what that means. How many times have I seen that clip of her going fucking ape shit in her mama's house, beating down the door to her little sister's room and her mama defending the baby? And how many times?
And in fact, get into it because Storm Reed is right behind. She just chewed up The Last of Us after chewing up Euphoria. Give the doll babies their money.
I don't know what that means. But I bet a lot of people
Look up that clip.
Okay.
Euphoria Jolly Rancher. No, it's not.
Okay. I thought that was from Last of Us. I'm like, now you know.
No.
Now you know.
I'm talking about Zendaya's character in Euphoria.
Okay.
Going through withdrawals, losing her goddamn mind.
Oh, yeah.
And just trying to eat a piece of candy.
Yeah.
That alone.
Give her things.
That alone, the executives should be parting their legs and happily writing checks. Fuck are y'all talking about? Right. But I'm done.
No debate necessary. Okay. Well, I'm not even going to do a real read this week. I'm going to tell you what happened to me on the fucking airplane the other day.
Oh, God.
Oh, God is right.
God.
God is correct. I can never just fly. Right. I can never just fly. So I'm on a flight from LA to New York on Sunday, and I have to tell you I have to describe how the plane is set up so that you understand. The window seats are by themselves. They're their own aisle. It's just a solo seat at the window on both sides of the plane. And then in the middle, there are two seats that are together. I always pick a window seat when I see these planes because I like sitting by my fucking self. Same. I don't like strangers next to me. So I make my way to my window seat. I disinfect everything, turn on my air vents. I prepare myself for this 5-hour flight back to New York in my own little pod.
Yeah.
We are still boarding when Influenza Edina makes her way onto the plane. And this bitch, I'm going to be giving her a variety of nicknames on today, but this white woman shuffles her way down the aisle. She's clearly not feeling well. She's coughing and sneezing without her mask on as she's boarding the plane. She ends up sitting across the aisle from me in one of these middle seats. So there is an aisle separating me and this woman. We're flying in first class. Everybody has their own little like pod type of situation.
Yeah.
Again, there is an aisle separating us. She is across the aisle from me. Coughing and sneezing. I noticed this woman who is behaving like patient zero, doing all this extra, spraying her droplets all over the place. No regard for anybody else. And I just thought, I thank God for staying prayed up with masks and immune system boosters. And, thank God for these air vents continuously flushing dirty air out and bringing fresh air in. And I'm just going to pray for the best. The flight has not even finished boarding. I mean, not even finished. We are still in the boarding process. People are coming on the plane, putting their things away. All of this. I took a couple of edibles right before I hit the airport. So they just now starting to hit in. And you know that feeling when the edibles just start to hit when you're like, why am I not in a bad mood no more? Like, what happened? Why am I all of a sudden filled with joy? And then you're like, oh yeah, I'm high. Like, so they was just starting to kick in. I'm like, let me, I'm finna download Friend Zone and listen to that on this flight. I'm finna, I always lie and say I'm gonna get some schoolwork done. I'm never gonna do that. But like, I'm over here preparing for when the plane actually takes off. All of a sudden, in my peripheral, I just see a bony white hand somewhere above my head.
Oh.
Yes. When I tell you sick ass Sarah got her ass up, journeyed across the aisle to my seat, and started fiddling with my air vents before she opened her crusty, dusty lips to say anything to me, I look up because I sense a presence in my space. I look up and this white woman has gotten fully out of her chair, crossed the aisle to my seat, and is fucking with my air vents. And then she parts her lips and says, can we just turn your air vents off? And so immediately it was like, so much happened to me at once. It was like, I can't believe this is happening to me, like not in a good way, but like, I just could not believe it. So immediately I pushed her colonizer ass fingers away from my air vents and turned them back on. And I said, Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to turn them off because people like to cough and sneeze all over the plane when they're not wearing masks. It's too many people unmasked on this flight. So I'm going to be leaving these on. So to her credit, she at least then goes back to her seat and was like, it's just that the air is blowing on me. And I was like, that's great. I'm actually thrilled about the air blowing on you. Under normal circumstances, I would have tried to be more mindful, more considerate of other passengers on the plane. But first of all, you're the one over here spreading all your goddamn germs and diseases with no regard for anybody else in this cabin, on this plane, the people who work here, nothing. You don't give a fuck about nobody else. We don't know what you have. We don't know if it's a cold, a flu, COVID, allergies. It could be anything. We don't know what's going on with you. We just know that you're a biohazard. So you clearly don't give a fuck about nobody else but your own comfort and what you want to do. That's fine. Technically, legally, you are allowed to do that. And technically, legally, I am going to wear my mask, keep myself as safe as possible, do everything I can to boost my immune system from bitches like you, and keep my goddamn air vents on. Maybe, and this is my problem with white people on planes, y'all never, ever come to me like a human fucking being. The last time I complained about somebody, what was it? It was the window was up on the flight. And instead of just asking me, hey, I'm trying to sleep, do you mind lowering it so the sun's not in my eyes or whatever? Instead of just coming up to me like a human fucking being and doing that, you told the damn flight attendant, who then had to come over to me and be like, yeah, I'm sorry. And somebody just asked. And of course it's your window, so you can do what you want. And that type of bitch ass shit I don't respect. Had you come over to me and said, excuse me, do you mind adjusting your air vent? It's blowing on me. Like, it's really in my face. It's irritating me. If you had come up to me like a human fucking being and said something to me, I would have been more than happy to adjust the vents. But since you came over and acted like my shit was your shit, I'm now leaving it exactly like that simply to be petty. And I dare you to do something about it. Please do. She flopped back in her seat and huffed and puffed and tossed and turned for a couple of minutes. And then she went and got the fucking blanket that they give you when you're flying in first class. And she covered herself up and she stayed like that for the rest of the fucking flight. Good for you. I'm glad you're showing signs of being able to adapt to new and challenging situations, because you had me fucked up. You're just going to come over to my space during Black History Month and try to adjust my shit and didn't say nothing to me? We're not, this isn't a row of three where all of us are sharing the same two vents and, 3 overhead reading lights or whatever. This is literally my space. Same way you have 2 air vents over there and a light for you and a charger for an outlet for your phone or whatever the fuck else. I have that exact same shit over here. So go ahead and tell somebody. Please do. She did not. But I was waiting. I was literally, because now, like, for the rest of the flight, now I'm on high alert. Like, this bitch about to tell the flight attendant, then I'm gonna have to explain to the flight attendant that I have the fucking air vents on because this bitch is spewing her shit all over the fucking place and I'm trying not to get sick. I don't know what it is.
But also I could have the air vents on because I want the air on.
It could just be I get hot easily and I want the cool air blowing on me. It really don't matter. This is my seat. I reserved this seat. I can have the window up if I want to, and I can have the air vents on at whatever speed I want and point it in whatever direction they will go in. And if it's really an issue, then a flight attendant can come talk to me about it. But flight attendants don't do that. For the most part, they let you work it out amongst yourselves because they have real things to be doing. Okay, first and foremost, they're concerned about everybody making it safely, nobody wilding out in the fucking air, No emergencies, no catastrophes. You, a white woman, being mad at the air vents, like, girl, please find a real problem. So she actually, to her credit, she actually did leave it there after that. She covered herself up and let that be that. So I didn't really have to cuss her out. But white people, please. I know.
Just don't.
I understand, but I don't understand. Like, I know that y'all are scared of Black people. I don't understand why. If Black people were,
did you?
If Black people acted the way we should,
and that's really what it boils down to,
then y'all would have a reason to be scared.
Did you hear about the cartoonist from the Dilbert cartoonist?
I
who
sure
went on
did.
that racist rant?
I sure
Where
did.
he was like, the best thing that white people can do is get the hell away from black people. And I was like, let's hear him out.
Say it again.
There's something, there might be something in this.
I said, wait a minute, let him speak. Let him speak.
We can season because like, I'm not all the way mad at white people getting the hell away from us. I don't know where you need to go.
Yeah. It's like separate but equal. If shit was really separate but equal, niggas would have never ever tried to overturn it.
Like,
never ever.
In the words of Ice Spice, like,
it's like, wait a minute, keep talking. Because in theory, based off the little I've heard so far, this could work out. But white people, if ever you find yourself in a position to where you need to confront a black person, or I don't know which other racial minorities y'all consider to be threatening, but if you ever need to speak to a black person on a plane, I'm just going to kindly implore you to consider the fact that we are human beings. So just talk to us like you would another white human being. Just act like we're humans. I'm not an unreasonable person. But when you come over acting like you're entitled to my space and what I do with it, all of my empathy and consideration goes right out the fucking window. It's gone instantly. And it's nothing you can say to get that shit back. I was so, when I tell you beyond irritated with that bitch, you really gonna try me like this?
I think you did.
And it's one of those situations where your first inclination may be to smack the fuck out of somebody who did some shit like that. But then you have to evolve to a place where you ask yourself, is getting on the no-fly list worth this? I need to work. I fly quite frequently for work. I would like to travel. I would like the freedom to leave the United States whenever I so choose. I don't need to be ending up on nobody's federal watch list because I smacked the fuck out of this white woman who didn't know how to act. So I did my best under the circumstances, but it was nothing she could say after that to get me to change my mind. Treat black people like they're human beings, and maybe you won't have these problems. Stupid bitch. Being all dramatic, burying herself underneath the blanket. Like, girl, I don't care. Be cold. Just be cold. You deserve it now. And I get most people don't like the air vents. I get that. Which is why I am reasonable if you ask me to adjust it or move it, turn it down a little bit. Normally, because most people talk to me like a person, I am happy to do that. But when you act like you're entitled to me in my space, then I act like you are entitled to nothing. And I don't feel bad about it. And guess who, knock on whatever the fuck this is, still ain't caught COVID. So I'm just going to continue to thank God for that because, it was Black History Month and that really could have gone in a very different direction. I could have chosen to behave in a way that she deserved, but I didn't. And so she is very fortunate for that. And honestly, white people, that let that be a lesson to y'all. Y'all really have no idea how frequently black people don't come at you the way we should, surely because the repercussions are not worth it. Getting involved with the feds and whatever the aviation cops are called and all that shit, no-fly list, none of that shit is worth it. But she deserved it.
Right.
Just, we're people. Thank you so much. And that is it for me. That is going to wrap up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out at thisistheread.com. You can follow us on social media at thisistheread. Our merch is available over at shoptheread.com. And yes, thank you again to State Farm for sponsoring this week's episode of the show. Once again, it's all about personalization, like which song to stream, which incredible Black queer hosted podcast to listen to next. Having all these options, making it personal makes all the difference. And State Farm believes insurance should work exactly the same way. Okay. Your plan, your coverage, home, auto, boat, whatever you got, they need to be personalized specifically to you. And you can choose the plan you want by picking the options that work for you, like bundling your home and auto policies. If you're ready to get personal, call or go to statefarm.com today to create your State Farm personal price plan. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary. Thanks so much, State Farm, for sponsoring the show. And yeah, that is going to wrap things up for me. Anything else from you before we head out, friend?
God bless us, everyone.
All right. Take care of yourself.
The Nutcracker. No.
Nope. So close.
Oliver Twist. It's a Christmas. The Scrooge.
Mm-hmm.
Scrooge?
I think that is actually
the Scrooge one.
Yep, it is.
Scrooge.
All right. Take care of yourselves, everybody, and we will see y'all next week.